more fucking around. It's Wild Style Radio. Wild Style Radio.
Stand up and shout.
Welcome back to the Stand Up and Shout Rock Show with Whisk and Kev, coming to you on a Sunday ruined night here at Salisbury Center.
It is Sunday ruined.
Sunday ruined. This is part of the Wild Style Network, fueled by Monster Energy.
We've never had two bands that we have interviewed post-show. This is you all have like broken a record for us. So we'll occasionally catch one, but bands tend to not like to talk post-show. That's what we have found. They like to do it beforehand and get it over with.
We do a bit more drinking after the show,
Right?
So
Yeah.
we're better suited for something like this.
Way more social afterwards. Yeah.
Well, so thank you for that. So glad you are willing to do it so late. I guess it's not crazy.
Yeah,
late.
thanks for sticking around.
Thank you
Yeah.
for doing it so late.
And welcome to the Salisbury Center and the Stand Up and Shout Rock Show. We've got Beggars here in the studio with us from Richmond, Virginia. So how'd the set go?
I had a blast. And
was
all
really
the
fun.
credit has to go to those kids and how do you say that?
Anesthesiac.
Yeah, anesthesia.
I've tried to practice it. But they brought out like their friends and their like teenagers, and it was just like the energy from the start was just awesome. So fun.
That youthful energy that us dusty old men just don't have.
It's hard to make friends in a hardcore band in your 30s and 40s. So it's nice.
Yeah, nice. Well, why don't you guys take some time to introduce yourselves and let people know that first, seeing you guys and seeing Beggars, who you are. And,
Who are you?
yeah.
I'm Taylor's friend, Tony.
My friend Tony.
I play bass in Beggars, and really it's been a fun ride. I never thought I would play something like this fast or technical. I always played kind of proggier, longer things, and this is a bit different.
Yeah,
A lot
now
of
you
fun.
got to get it in like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's a lot different, but it's a lot of fun.
Well, so the background there is that Tony and Zach, who plays guitar, had a band together called Captive for years in Richmond, and that was like a proggy, I don't know,
Post rock.
Yeah, I grew up in high school playing like hardcore bands and stuff like that, and after that I kind of had a little departure, and like him and I had a band. We'd always talked about like doing like post rock kind of stuff, and we did that forever. And then you and I had the idea of like, let's do heavy stuff again.
we talked about it for years.
Yeah, and we needed a bass player, and I was like, well, it's my friend Tony.
All of your friend Tony.
But Tony wasn't the first bass player. Shane was the first bass player.
I tried so hard to not be a drummer this time. it just wasn't in the cards.
Yeah, and then so also I'm Taylor vocals, Shane drums, but like I don't know how long did it last for you with you on bass? It was
I mean, it was like the pandemic hit, so a long time, but we weren't doing anything.
and we
in that
tried
time,
out
so-
Right.
4 or
On paper,
5
though.
different drummers in that interim, and every time we would have a break, and I'd look at Shane and go, "Is this gonna work?" And he was like, "No." So then we came to the obvious conclusion after some time that it was just gonna have to be Shane.
No, I got bullied into it. Zach came in.
I don't know about bullied.
Zach came and talked to me. I was like, so
I remember being a little mean about it.
he was like, I mean, if you want to do drums, that would be awesome. Otherwise, maybe we just like let this go. And I was like, fine, I'll play drums.
Wow, the ultimatum! I never knew about the ultimatum.
It was a polite ultimatum.
It was.
Yeah, it sounded like, that was very nice.
It made sense.
Yeah.
And then my friend Tony came along and played some bass, and
It was
here we
literally
go.
one text message. Zach's like, "Hey, you want to do this thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't have anything on Sundays."
Yeah, no. I think like the first thing you said to me was like, "What days do you practice?" And I was like, "Sundays usually." And you're like, "Yeah, fuck it." Yeah.
So that was within the Richmond music scene. You guys are from Richmond, and
Yeah.
so like you made those connections there through wherever you were playing at the time.
I think most of these connections are interweaving is really through bartending.
Oh wow,
We're all bartenders for.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
I hit about just under a decade before I pulled the plug on that, but everyone else is still in it. And
Yeah,
The running joke is that we should have called the band Bartenders.
I tried so hard.
That's amazing.
to do it that no one bit.
yeah.
Oh, to actually move it to that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the only one that's unplugged from the Matrix so far. Yeah,
Yeah, we're still in it.
take the blue pill. It's better.
yeah.
So you guys are doing that, tending bar, like you just then at different restaurants or the same place, and it just
Yeah. There's
We've overlapped a little bit.
a little bit, but like we've also like never worked together at the same time. Like
Right.
there's literally one bar in town that we've all worked at some point, but
That's
never,
true. We
never
all
together.
worked at Sticky Rice.
yeah. That's new.
Good old Sticky Rice.
Yeah.
We were interviewing a band of kids a couple weeks ago, and they all met at Guitar Center. They were instructors at Guitar Center.
Yeah.
So they were able to use the rehearsal space in the classrooms, and that's where they did their band practice.
Well, I thought you were telling
After
me
the
that
shop
they all
closed.
met at Guitar Center because like one was playing Enter Sandman out of tune and the other one was playing Green Day out of tune. And they're like, we should
Stairway
start a
to Heaven.
band.
No stairway.
But so Richmond has a pretty rich music history on the music scene. So, yeah, we just had the Born of Plagues, from Baltimore, which is another good music scene. So, I mean, talk a little bit about your influences. Has it always been hardcore? What got you guys into music?
You.
Me? Okay. I mean, I grew up in the 90s, so it was, Nirvana, grunge, Seattle, all that sort of stuff. And then I started playing in touring bands in my 20s, a band called Fairweather, which I guess I'm technically still in. And then
We have shows next month, don't you?
Yes, that's true. Okay,
You can
I'm,
plug that if
I'm
you want.
definitely still in Fairweather.
He's going to California to
Are
play
you
shows.
technically playing those?
I always say bands are like girlfriends, aren't they? So like you're
Yeah.
afraid that you're cheating.
Well, it's
You
more,
know,
I mean,
like-
I'm in 4
Shane
bands,
is
so
cheating
I'm
on us
cheating
with
on a
3
lot of
other
bands.
bands.
Exactly right.
Shane's definitely poly.
You guys have an open relationship. It sounds like.
I'm real
Yeah.
poly with my bands.
Yeah.
But so I started playing with them, and that was in the early 2000s emo pop punk post hardcore days or whatever. And then so I was never really in heavy bands necessarily. This kind of just fell into my lap because these two started a thing, and I just saw on Instagram they had a story quickly of them at practice and some loud guitar feet. I texted Taylor, I was like, what is this thing you're doing? And he just sent me a practice space recording of what they did, and I real quick put a bass line to it and
Do you
sent
need
it
a
back.
bass player?
And I was like, you need a bass player? And then sent that back to me. It's like, sure, you want to play bass? And that was it. And then it didn't, nope. Nope.
To end in utter disappointment.
Yeah. But just kind of on and off, I've been in I go years of nothing but touring and then don't play music at all. And then let's give it another shot and more touring and then don't play music at all. Kids and wives kind of
Right.
make that decision for you sometimes.
Sure.
And then here we are. Here we are, boys.
Yep. Here we are.
So funny that I ended up in this band at all, because I was saying for about a year, Zach was always kind of our band leader, planning everything, writing the songs, and I would kind of work with him. But then I didn't play for about a year, and I wanted to just start something that was simple. I wanted to write and play simple, and just have some fun playing locally. And I do this thing now that is a bit more technical and has some more feet under it than I think that I intended, which is awesome. It's more than I could have hoped for, but it was not what I.
My bad.
And you're stuck now.
Yeah.
Just, you can't.
Now I love it, and I'm stuck, and I
Yeah.
need to get faster because you guys, people around you push you. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, but it's not prog.
No.
Yeah. But was that really kind of your first love, so to speak, with music?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up a slightly younger than Shane, and my
I'm
bit-
the oldest. Let's get that out there.
Yeah, he's band dad for sure. My big influences growing up were much more Northeast emo,
Okay.
second generation emo, whatever it's even called these days, Taking Back Sunday, Brand New, that kind of stuff. And so it was very
That's
much.
third wave, bro.
I didn't say wave. I would never. But just that kind of more straightforward songwriting, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, and outro, whatever.
We don't know what that means.
Yeah, and then kind of got into a little more of the prog scene, and that was a lot of fun. This is just different than what I intended, but I wouldn't drop it for the world. It's so much fun.
It's kind of the same idea of like prog, because like nothing repeats. It's just very linear. So it's like a prog song just smashed down into 2.5 minutes. Like here's 11 parts, one after the other.
Here's 11 bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Song of bridges.
All
75 seconds. Get used to it.
It's just louder.
Yeah.
How about you? How about you guys?
I mean, musically, I hadn't done anything. I toured a little bit in college and played, house shows and local shows in college, and it had been years and years for me since I'd done anything like really structured and organized with music. And then, Zach and I have been friends for a long time, and we'd always talked about, he was in bands with Tony and other, local, and he had done some like, regional and U.S. touring stuff with other bands. And, we'd always talked about maybe one day we can do a heavy thing.
Yeah, I feel like it was like we've always been like good friends. And it was like a bar conversation. Like, dude, like we'll do something heavy
One day we're gonna do a heavy band.
Like I was like touring with another band. Like at the time I was playing in a band in New Jersey at the time, and it was just always like, yeah, like one day.
Sort of a
One day
pipe
we'll do it.
dream.
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
But then it happened.
And it happened.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of that's usually just smack talk, right? It doesn't really like kind of come together very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost never.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it was like a perfect like amalgamation of like circumstances that allowed for this to happen for sure.
Cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
we did an EP in. So this was 2019. Was the original idea? Like, hey, we should do a heavy thing. Was like 2019, and we did our first EP in 2020, which was 2 songs and like an interlude thing.
Just real quick. I mean, it was so like him and I had been playing in like our like prog rock band or whatever, and like so that like I grew up playing in like hardcore bands and stuff, and so I had a departure from that. So I was like getting my feet wet. I was like, oh shit, like all right, cool, drop D, like whatever, like chug chug, like let's figure out how to do this again. So I was like,
And then let's drop it lower. Let's go.
yeah,
Let's go a little bit.
like so it was like the first couple songs that we did, and we just kind of got them out there, like whatever, and then COVID.
Yeah, so we
Yeah,
did a
like
we did a
immediately.
live recording at the Broadberry, which is a venue in Richmond. So it was like empty that day, and we had Nathan, who engineered it. We did it there, and then we went back and did more stuff. He has a studio in his house. So put that out and got a little bit of like feedback, traction, like, hey, this is cool. Some friends of ours from Northeast like, hey, maybe we should play shows, whatever. And that was April of 2020. And then it all just
I was gonna say
died.
Yeah.
It's rough time.
The whole thing just got killed.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, well, I guess we'll wait for a little while.
We thought it would be cool to put it out then because we kind of knew like it was gonna happen. I was like, oh well, this is gonna be perfect. Like
People are gonna listen.
everyone's
to music.
gonna be home for a month.
Yeah, captive
So,
audience.
like
A month.
Yeah.
Just
We can-
2 weeks.
we can really spam them, Like,
That was the joke at I work at a little like English pub downtown in Richmond, and we had a staff meeting. It was like, all right, guys, here's the bad news. We're gonna have to shut it down for a week, and so we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
And it was like everyone in the moment was like, you know what, like a week, it's kind of like a little vacation, like that's
Right.
cool. And then a week went by, and we were like, oh fuck, this is this is not gonna
Keep
be
it
the case.
rolling.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so we kind of lost all the momentum then, and then after that we just kind of gained Shane on drums and Tony on bass, and
Cool.
we put out an EP. Was it September
Something like
Yeah.
that.
of this past year, which we recorded with one of Shane's bandmates in Fairweather, Ben Green, at his studio in DC called Ivacoda, which is in Capitol Hill, and we just did like 2 super long days of tracking 4 songs, got it all done, put that out, and then now we're here.
Very nice. So, like, tell us about that then. The songwriting that you, what's your process for composing the songs for that EP? Who is involved with the writing and
well,
how they come together?
I had 4 years to from COVID to write these songs.
Zach and I actually lived together for a portion
time,
of
yeah.
COVID, and so he would write riffs and stuff and record it, and I'd give him like literally he'd be upstairs like playing guitar, and I'd be like, do that part twice. He'd be like, what?
Yelling from
Yeah.
downstairs.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I mean this is how some of
You'd be like, it sucks.
yeah, like I probably said that, but I
You definitely said that. I wasn't there, but you definitely said that.
but like that was kind of part of the composition of it, whereas he was upstairs playing and I was downstairs going kind of like, all right, that was cool, that do that one again, or don't do that one, or do it faster or whatever. And we had kind of the skeleton of a whole bunch of things. And we, you would record that on your computer and kind of send it out to us, and then we'd sort of work around it.
Yeah. And I feel like a large part of that was like kind of bouncing back and forth. Like I'd send stuff to you or you just be there, or I'd send it to Shane and he'd kind of like edit and like crush stuff around, and then like I'd re-record it, and then I'd send it back to you and you'd like program drums to it or whatever. And then I feel like though, like once we went to go like actually record with Ben, like I don't feel like that we like over demoed in a sense. Like I feel like once we got there, like I don't think anyone was particularly like, protective or like precious about like a certain part or anything.
No.
You know what I
The
mean?
argument could be made that we under demoed.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
I mean, we did practice and demo in the house you guys lived together.
Yeah.
yeah, so we did a fair amount of pre-production, but I don't know, who knows? And, like lyrically, I still had work to do when we got in the studio. Like there were parts of specifically the song Let Me Out, which was kind of, it's a song of bridges, but it's one of the only things that has anything that reprises in our songs, specifically me, where I repeat the phrase "Let me out" a few times, and then I had a section that was, I think it was just blank. And in the studio, Ben was like, "Can you write for this right now?" And I was like, "You want me to write new words right now? I'm in the vocal booth."
Right.
And he's like, "Yeah." I was like,
Dude,
okay.
I'll never forget. Like I remember that moment, and you were just like, "Fuck."
Yeah, and I couldn't see you guys. All I had was the reaction from the headphones that I could hear, and then I was just like, I had my little notebook, and I had my water and my tea and my whiskey. So I was like, all right, I'm going to lean on the whiskey a little bit for this. I'll write some things down. Does this work? Does this not work? And it in the end, I think it came out a really cool song, and I think it's probably the most.
It's my favorite song.
I think it's the most different thing that we have. Kind of, I think it stands not alone, but it stands out compared to the rest of them.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Hit the.
You want to go? You want to dive into some
Would you rather?
some general admission, getting away. We kind of shift some gears here. We've been talking to different bands.
Yeah, can you give
through
us
the
something to argue about?
right. We
Yeah.
could. That's where we're going.
We're hoping.
Please.
Would you rather? Is it? This is a drinking game.
It's a would you rather. I mean, you guys are bartenders, so I'm sure like the would you rather kind of setup. So we're going to that as a simple kind of conversation.
Yes.
Usually, like with first time conversation, we don't really do something like this, but we're kind of taking advantage of the night. And there's different bands with very different perspectives on attending shows, and there's some degree of different music styles tonight. So it is interesting to hear like the different answers, like kind of coming out of people.
Which,
and
by the
interviews that
way,
we've already had.
Salisbury Center ruled tonight, and the bill being 4 different. You had like a chaotic, punky, kind of like super young band.
Dude, those kids were crazy.
I loved them. I wanted
so
like.
sick.
What did you say? That I was their guidance counselor or something?
Hardcore guidance counselor.
Hardcore guidance
the coolest
counselor.
shit I've ever heard. And then you got Born of Plagues, who was cool and doomy and slow, and then
Yeah.
us was a little faster, and
Yeah.
and then metalcore, standouts from Northern Virginia for 20 something years.
Sure.
Age of Ruin, and you see a bill like that. For me, that's the most fun. Is to just have that cool level of diversity.
Yes.
And I don't care about being the heaviest band or not the heaviest band
Right.
or whatever, but it's just awesome to get that 4 different kind of things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's where this would you rather was born. So this is from the standpoint of you attending a show. So not necessarily playing a show, but being in front of the or not being on the stage, but in front of the stage.
And at this show, is this a local show?
This could be, we'll see. It's centered around like specifically general admission.
Okay.
That's really kind of the theme for the would you rather.
Context is key here.
Context is key, absolutely. So there we go. So if you're at a general admission show, would you rather be at a sold out seated show? Or I guess it's not a general admission. It was about general admission itself, so I just messed that up. All right, so would you rather be at a sold out show first? Sold out seated show, sold out general admission show where you're standing?
I feel like this is one of the few times I guarantee all of us are going to agree.
I never want to sit down.
No.
Yeah. General admission.
Yeah.
General admission,
Yeah.
standing.
Stand anywhere. No, don't. I don't want to sit down.
No arguing bartenders on that. That was agreeable bartenders.
All right. You got lucky with that one.
Keep
That's
it
all
coming.
the question to it.
Keep it
We're
coming.
all on the same page.
All right, John, next.
Yeah, we're gonna do really good on this test.
Right? All right. Here, wait. We
Would
just did that-
you
we just did-
rather?
we just did that
yeah,
one, John.
we had that one.
Still standing.
All right.
So, would you rather?
If you're standing, since we agreed on
Yep.
that.
Okay.
So we'll
Now
just
we're
say that.
standing.
We're standing. So that makes this transition very easy.
Would you rather stand in front of the stage of a general admission sold out show or stand in the back of the crowd?
Same time. 3.
Is this agreed?
2, 1.
Back of the crowd.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Like no compromise on that. You're not like charged enough to get up there?
Well, you get up to the front, and then like you got to fight your way back to the bar to get another drink. You got to fight your way back to the
There's
bathroom,
Kevin,
and then you
there's
got to
Kevin,
fight
right?
your way forward.
There are like
All right, so
3
quick
bands.
story regarding this.
But like what about your crowd tonight? Like they were all up front?
Yeah, the young people are
Yeah, all underage.
and then you have the old people who are in the
fight
back,
for the bar.
which I can.
That is
hey,
true.
That's fine by me. So Zach and I went to a show at the Camel, small venue. We played a couple of times in Richmond, awesome place, and it was a rescheduled show from the Broadberry, which is a larger venue, and it was Comeback Kid. It's a hardcore band that Zach and I from Canada that Zach and I both love, and we it was 2 songs in, and we're like kind of close to the stage. We both have a beer in our hand. And I'm like looking around, and there's like no energy. I'm like, this is a high energy, like good, like moshy, hardcore band that deserves better than that. I thought in the moment.
Stage dives left and right.
Yeah,
Like,
so it should be right. So like I wear glasses, and I had a beer in my hand. I was like, I looked over to my friend Mark, who's standing next to me, and Zach. I was like, can you hold my glasses for a minute and my beer? And I looked at Zach. I was like, let's just do this. And I just took out the first 2 rows of people standing and like started a little moshy situation.
Yeah.
And the rest of the show was super fun.
Yeah.
But it was like it just needed that spark.
Uh-huh.
So I'll stand at the front for that.
Yeah.
And then my heart
you're-
rate
if
was
you're
like
needed.
180 beats per minute because I was just
Yeah.
exhausted from the 5 minutes of being in the mosh pit. So then I was in the back.
Well, then like the bartender perspective. So remember when we went to Wasp at Tally Ho,
Yes.
totally jammed. Like they
Yes.
way oversold that place.
Yes.
Like you were holding your breath. It was so jammed in, and we're on our way out.
You say nuts to butts. That's
Yes,
your-
it was
your
nuts to butts
on that
for
one.
sure.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much nuts to butts
It
because
was,
there
yeah.
was not many women there. But on the way out, when the show's over, the bartender's like, "What the fuck? You guys didn't buy enough alcohol tonight." And I'm like, "Yeah, because you oversold
couldn't
it
get to the bar.
and we couldn't get to the bar. Nor did I want to have to pee all night." So, but yeah,
Oh.
I definitely want to be able to get to the bar
I
or
think
to the bathroom.
One of the best show experience I ever had was Megadeth at the 930 Club for, it was like a Rust in Peace 20th anniversary or 25th or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't know how I like ended up like the bar on the like right side of the room comes around and it button hooks right into the wall there.
Yep.
And I was in that little corner and I was like, I'm like 3 rows of people away from the stage. I got the bar right behind me.
Sweet spot.
And I was like, shit, I gotta pee. I
Yeah.
look over and there's just a trash can right there. And I was like, here we go.
Yeah.
Sorry to anyone at the 930 Club that worked that show that was taking out trash.
I'm sure you're not the first and won't be the last. And it was a bold confession. But
Yeah.
you guys are like tight and cohesive on the first 2 questions. I'll just say and you're not.
Let's
you're
see
not,
where this goes.
There's
Let's
no
make it
pause.
controversial.
There's
Let's
no
go.
pause either. Like there's an immediate cohesive response.
We're really good friends.
I see that.
We do like each other quite a bit.
We need a grenade here. We need something
Yeah.
to mix it
Yes.
up. All right, John, what we got next? All right. Oh, we got that. We just did that one, John. Oh, go back. You had it
I
right.
saw
There we go.
mosh.
There we
Yeah,
go.
bring it.
All right.
I thought this said eat in the mosh.
So if you happen to be not in the back, but somewhere maybe in the middle, of your sold out general admission show, would you rather be in the mosh pit or be on the rim of the mosh pit?
Mosh pit for 10 minutes, then I'm on the rim.
Both.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the band. I feel like
I have to really care.
I think-
to want to be in the mosh pit these days.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. That
Yeah,
question was
for
rooted
sure,
in me
for sure.
10 years ago.
And I love them very much, and I have a good time. But
If I'm in either of those situations, I made mistakes earlier in the night that I'm in the wrong place.
Yes.
I don't know,
Yeah.
how did I get here?
Shane, how did you
To
get from
get in
the
a
back
pit
to where
anymore,
you
there
are?
better be a lot
If
of
I'm in
alcohol
the pit,
involved.
how am I in the pit? This is ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I think like bringing back to the last question too. Like, for example, I took my girlfriend to see Bane's reunion this couple months ago. One of my favorite favorite bands ever. And I was like standing with her, and like the show was going on, and she was like, "Go play, you know, go play." I was
Go
like, "No, I'm
play.
good."
Is that what she said?
Yeah, she was like, "Go do your thing," or whatever. I'm like, "Nah, like,
your little friends.
I'm good. Yeah." And then like,
Boys or people.
The other guys on the jungle gym over
yeah,
there.
like I can't even remember what they played, but I was like, all right, fuck it, here, hold my beer, and just like, you know, just went ape shit.
And you
like,
played.
know, got my stage dives in, whatever, and like came back, and she was like, yeah, I saw you. She was like, yeah, you jumped off the stage, like no one caught you. And I was like, yeah, no, like, I hurt my back. Yeah, and she was like, this is fun for you, and I was like, yeah, I mean. Yeah,
Just a little bit.
Yeah, this is the right
Sense of judgment in the voice. This is fun for you.
You enjoy this?
fun. Yeah.
We're all as stupid as they think we are.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is dumb, but it's fun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. We'll move to the next, John. We're going quick because these guys are just tight. All right. I think we got it. We got a new one, right? Is this you, Kevin? Can you read
I
that?
can't read that.
All right. Okay. We're at the good one.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
I got
All right.
it.
So if you're in this general admission crowd and you have, this is going to be like this is what we call the, exactly, the Sophie's Choice question here, because you don't want to be in either of these situations, but what is your better situation? Would you rather be next to the angry dude who wants to fight over the space, you know, that you are consuming, or do you want to be next to the dude who can't stop busting badass?
I want to be next to the fighting dude because I'm gonna just that elbow's gonna keep sliding out farther, and my stance is gonna get wider, and it's just gonna become a game.
I'm
Like,
still
how
prepared
mad
for
can I
that.
make
We're
this
also
dude right
fucking
now?
stubborn. Like,
Yeah.
it takes a lot to get me to fight these days, more than most people have in them.
And I think we've got weak stomachs too, so we can't handle it.
He's not going to do it. But I am incredibly stubborn and also feel very strong about my principles. Like, you're not taking this space from me.
In fact, I'm taking some of your space now out of spite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is your move? Is this you do this one, or you just push them?
It's like an elbow.
Yeah.
Oh, like a nudge.
Yeah.
But like I'm here, don't move me. I was always a fan of just like this. Like don't.
Yeah.
This is my barrier.
What if it's not enough? What they keep coming at you?
That raises more questions.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it happens. We've had it happen a lot. You know, so either scenario, no badass filter, you know, kind of deal. Can't.
I know, shows are kind
You know,
of
like
shows are pretty stinky most of the time
Yeah.
anyway, right?
that's
Like,
very true.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah. You
we've
wouldn't
all
even
been
notice.
the guy ripping ass. Like, what do you want from me?
That's one way to clear some space for you.
that's true.
Can I be one and one
Combine
the other?
those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He pissed in a trash can.
We asked that question of Born in Plagues. It didn't even phase them. It wasn't like a negative, you know, that's the doom metal approach. Like, why wouldn't that happen? It was kind of their response.
Right.
What was their answer? Sorry.
If that-
Why wouldn't the ripping ass?
They mostly went to the angry dude. I think they were okay because they were kind of that way themselves. You know what I mean? It was
It's got to combine the two,
Chase-
and you become the guy ripping ass, and that's what causes the room.
chasing the brown note.
Chasey.
all right. Well, that's it. That was our would you rather. I mean, you guys were just so easy about that. That was like
can
the
I ask a
most
question of you guys?
positive, friendly-
Sure.
Yeah.
Would you rather have hammers for hands or skis for feet?
Where is this coming from?
That's an old one.
I feel like I've heard that. Yeah.
I felt like I was inside like a popsicle stick question.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go skis for feet.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Same.
Yeah.
Use your hands.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like you lose more with hammers for hands.
I completely.
I'm just picturing someone
clear
trying
some
to
space,
walk
though.
all the time. With
I mean, if you're
skis on.
next to the angry guy.
Yeah.
Angry guy. Like,
Shane, didn't you recently say that you wanted to play drums with hammers?
Oh yeah, I break sticks at an alarming rate, and
So fuck it, let's just do hammers.
so it's like, it's like fuck it, let's do hammers. Yeah.
I think that would create a different issue on the drums.
Kevin, you didn't answer that question.
I'd probably do skis for feet.
I'm surprised.
Unless I'm next to the angry guy.
I was gonna
But
say.
often I am the angry guy.
Yeah,
so
no.
So then you definitely need hammers, right?
Right. That's what I was surprised by that.
I feel like I have the same answer, but also like think about if you had fucking skis on your feet right now. How are you gonna get out of here?
You're not going to get in here.
Yeah, you're not gonna
There's stairs. You're not going to get in.
Yeah.
You get out.
Down the stairs.
Yeah, I was
is
gonna say,
easy.
get
I
out.
feel like you get out pretty
Yeah,
quick.
down, yeah.
Up is your problem.
Yeah.
Just got to make that sharp left turn quick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks you guys for taking the time to come up.
Yeah, thanks for
having
sticking around for us.
Yeah. So where can folks check you guys out? You get on social media, website?
Yeah, Instagram is Beggars RVA. We're
I think
on
all of our socials are Beggars RVA.
Yeah, and then your Spotify, Apple Music, all the normal streaming things. We will be putting out. So we have vinyl for the EP coming soon, and then we are going to put out a single that we played tonight, a song called Asylum, and hopefully we're going to shoot performance and AI music video for that in the coming weeks, months, and we'll release that pretty soon too.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And there's no underscores or dashes or there's
Nope.
Beggars RVA.
Beggars RVA.
All at once.
Yep.
That's nice and easy.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
That'll
so much,
wrap
y'all.
it up for the
Yeah. It's wrapping it up for
Sunday.
this episode of the Stand Up and Shout Rock Show.
Sunday is ruined.
Sunday has been ruined.
Yes.
It sure has.